I wanted to do before I got started this morning is if everybody can just introduce themselves to me, so in case you didn't get a chance to network with other people, and give me an idea of the industry that you're in. So in case we do work, together after this program, I kind of have an idea of what you're doing. So I'm with the US Census Bureau. We're basically a data collection agency. We do, the decennial census, we do an economic census, we collect a lot of information. So our mission is to serve as the leading source of quality data about the nation's people, but also about the economy. And a lot of people don't realize we collect a lot of business. So what does the census do? So like I said, we do the every 10-year census. We go out, we count people. That's in the US Constitution. Census has to count everybody who resides in the US. And the reason we do that is for redistricting, for the House of Representatives, okay? So to make sure that the representatives kind of have a certain number of people that they represent. We do an economic census, which I'm going to talk a bit about today. We do it every 5 years. We also do a census of governments every 5 years. We do the American Community Survey, which I won't touch upon that today, but that's the data on people, on like where people live, what are the characteristics, how much money do they make. That's that American Community Survey. We also do other surveys. You guys hear about the unemployment numbers that come out every month? That's a Bureau of Labor Statistics survey. The census does the work for them. We act as a contractor. And then we do other economic indicators that feed into GDP. So we always have something going, okay? I'm going to talk a little bit about NAICS code. So it's used to analyze and collect statistical data that's related to every. So this is our website. If you haven't been on it before, it's census.gov. We have a couple really cool things on here. We have our population clock that looks at the US population versus the world, and you can kind of see it ticking. We have a slider that talks about some of the different products. So retail is a very, very big industry. There's 75 different NAICS codes that are associated with retail. So this will tell you if you're in bakery or retail scales, it gives you the 6-digit NAICS code. So let's say you're a web retailer, your NAICS code is 454. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the economic census, okay? This is the government's official 5-year measure of what's going on with American business and the economy. We're the only agency that does this. The response is required by law. So maybe the next time we're going to do this is in 2017. So if you haven't already gotten an economic census, you may get one in the future. It'll say, economic census, US Census Bureau. It'll say we've been doing the economic census for a very, very long time. The first time we did a regular census was in 1790. That's when the enumerators were marshals. They would go to a town and they would count everybody who lived there and how many people lived there and ages and stuff. We did a similar one for the economic census since 1810. So this kind of gives you a timeline of the economic census. So in 1870, we actually measured the size of the child labor force. In 1900, the data showed how the US led the world in manufacturing. In 1935, the data was showing the impact of the Great Depression. In 1951, it was the first computer tabulated data. Many people don't know the census was at the forefront of computers and computer tabulating data. In 1972, we released the first survey of minority owners. 1977, we released a survey of women owners. And then 1997 was when the data started being released by NAICS. We still do the survey of minority owners and survey of women owners, but now it's just known as the survey of business owners. So you can look and see the demographic for economic development. So if you're interested in analyzing industries, looking at entrepreneurship or forecasting for skilled labor, definitely you want to use the economic census. You can determine where businesses might have competitive advantages to attract new businesses. That's something that the chamber here might be interested in. You can look at the characteristics of businesses. So once again, you can look at the demographics, the sex, the age, the race, whether or not it's a veterans-owned business. You can get that data from us. You can get statistics by industry, which is what I'm mostly going to talk about today. But the first one I'm going to show you is called American Factfinder, or AFF for short. You can get our demographic data from here, you can get our business data from here, you can get our government data from here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you the top 5 industries here in Newcastle County from the economic census. We're gonna go ahead and you're gonna select geographies. That's one thing to realize about census data. Everything we do is driven by geography, whether it's the city of Wilmington or Newcastle County. And we have data all the way up from the US down to if you wanted to know what can we do with this data once you have it, you can do quite a few things with it. You can definitely download it. It'll bring it into a CSV format, which you can bring into Excel or Access. What you could also do is you can modify this table. So for instance, if there was anything here, let's say you did want to download it, but you didn't want all of this information, do you see those little check marks? If you uncheck it, it'll take away that column. So it'll condense the table for you before you download it. You can also add or remove geographies. You can also bookmark and save this. So what it does, it creates a hyperlink that you can go ahead. If you go back, you click on the back to advanced search. Don't hit the back browser button because it'll take you all the way to the beginning. You want to click back to advanced search. You can look at the information for a specific industry snapshot. Okay, I pulled this one for retail. So what it is your geography is Delaware. Then it says the total number of establishments from the 2012 census. That's what I'm mapping on this little map here. So this is a guide to all of the Census Bureau data resources for this industry that's on here. This is something that we do in conjunction with housing and urban development. Okay, we do a lot of things like that where we join with another federal agency, put together. And what this does is looking at how many new homes were constructed in 2015, like information on the number of bedrooms, what's the average price of these new information on the very local level. We have a couple different databases for that. So this is my favorite database. It's called County or Zip Business Patterns. Usually when I'm working with a small business owner and they're looking for information down to a zip code level, they want to know where's the competition, where are those complementary businesses, what's going down in the zip code that I'm in. I always use this database because it's very simple and there's a lot of information. I will tell you that one caveat about census information is we're not allowed to give out information on individual businesses, like we're not allowed to give information on individual people. That Title 13 code kind of governs census activities. So while we can give you estimates and numbers, I can't give you, I don't even have access to that data, but I can't tell you who that individual company is. There's other sources that you can use online to get that info, but what's nice about the census data, it kind of gives you an understanding of what's going on there. And then, if you wanted to find out that individual, I mean, if you know that area, you can kind of figure out who it is, but you can purchase other databases. So use this as a base number. You may want to do other research and look and do maybe an internet search or use some of the library resources to kind of see, what else is available as far as the, advertising. You can kind of get a feel for who's advertising and where they're located and stuff. So this will give you an idea of what's available. Maybe that'll help you drill down to what it is.
From my vantage point, what I hope you get out of it, what I get out of it, number one is awareness of the website and the wealth of information that's there. Number two, an excellent resource, someone that you can go and ask the question and can help you.
And I cover Delaware.
Point you in that direction.
Yep.
The whole idea of NACE codes, if you weren't aware of that,